All right, welcome to video 2. And what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about odd values of b. And you may already have an idea of what this is going to look like. But here we go. I'm going to start with y equals x squared plus 5x plus 2. If you watch my previous video, you'll know that what I like to do is shove that plus 2 off to the side and ignore it until the very last step. And now I'm going to build myself a square, x squared, and I've got, well, this is awkward. I have 5 x tiles. So if I put 2 on each side, I have a square, but I've got a leftover x tile. What do I do with that? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to split that right down the middle. Again, you may have already figured that out, but now I've got x plus 2.5 and x plus 2.5. And when I make my square, what do I need to put in there? Well, what I need to put in there is 2.5 by 2.5, which is, I'll switch this to green because these are the squares I'm adding to my problem. 6 1/4 squares in order to make this a whole square, 6 1/4 units. So I need to subtract 6 1/4 units to keep it in balance. Going back to my original problem, I now have a square that is 2.5, x plus 2.5 by x plus 2.5. I have a minus 6.25 to keep it balanced. I now bring my plus 2 back in, and what I get is I get x plus 2.5 squared minus 4.25, which means that my vertex can be found at negative 2.5 comma negative 4.25. So really not much more complicated, except that what I have is I just have to have a fractional version. I have to have half of that 5 on each side. All right, so let's do a your turn. I'll have you pause the video and use completing the square to write x squared minus 7x plus 2 in vertex form. All right, welcome back. What have we got here? Well, we've got our x squared. And because I'm splitting my 7 squares, I put 3 on each side, and I had 1 left over, so I put a half of that 1 on each side, giving me x plus, giving me x minus 3.5. Hopefully you caught that when you were doing this problem. My plus 2, setting it off to the side, I'll bring it back later. I turn this into a square by putting that little corner down there. Well, now notice that negative 3.5 by negative 3.5 is still going to be a positive. So 3.5 times 3.5, 35 squared, don't know off the top of my head. So I get, here we go, 12.25. So this is going to be plus 12.25, which means that to keep that in balance, I need to subtract 12.25 from the whole equation. And now what I have is I have y equals x minus 3.5 squared minus 12.25 plus 2, because I'm going to now bring this back. Simplifying, I get y equals x minus 3.5 squared minus 10.25, and I now know that the vertex is at 3.5 comma negative 10.25, and boom. Hopefully that's what you got. Not, take a walk back through and take a look at your process. And we'll be back with the next video where we will talk about what to do if there is an a value, a stretch factor larger than 1. Thanks for watching.